call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Ante Delia is 35 years old, 6'5", with a 79-inch reach and 25-6 in his career, taking on Marcin Tybura, who is 39, 6'3", with a 78-inch reach and 27-9 in his career. So both these guys getting up there in age, have a lot of experience, a lot of high-level experience, a lot of good wins. Ante Delia making his UFC debut in this one, taking on Marcin Tybura, who's a crafty vet, been in there with a lot of really good guys, has some good wins. Has a lot of losses as well, though. So I think this is going to be a good matchup. Ante Delia, he's got really good takedowns, good ground and pound. We saw that in his fight with Renan Ferreira. Good striker, a lot of power in the hands. Got a lot of high-level experience as well. Just a very tough dude, very good everywhere. Hard to get out of there. Now training with Tom Aspinall, I believe. So very good addition to the heavyweight division. 35 years old, which still considered in your prime maybe, and in the lower weight classes it might be a little old, but that seems to be a very good age for heavyweight at this point. And the UFC doesn't have a very deep heavyweight division, so I think this is a good addition. Marcin Tybura, again, he's 39 years old. He's been in the UFC for a long time. Like I said, fought a lot of really good guys. Coming in off of a win over Mick Parkin, and before that, just an absolute beatdown of Saint-Denis. Got him to the ground and just beat him up till the doctors called it at the end of round 2. Southpaw striker, awkward boxing, kind of gets himself out of position and off balance at times when he's pushing forward to throw. Has good little kicks, kind of awkward little kicks to kind of keep guys at range, kick to the body, things like that. Mixes up his punches with his kicks, mixes up his targets very well. And looks for the clinch to get his takedowns, work his top game, work his ground and pound, look for submissions, and tons of experience in this one. So I think this is a very close matchup. And these guys coming from the outside over to the UFC, very 50-50. Some of them have success, the MVPs of the world. Patricio Pitbull recently having a little bit of success, but a lot of them aren't. The patchy mixes, Aaron Picos, some of them losing in very embarrassing fashion. But I'm going to go with Ante Delia in this one. These guys already fought like 10 years ago in M1 Global, now defunct M1 Global. And Delia was getting the better of the striking in that one until he threw a leg kick and broke his leg, which is an awful look. Was an awful video. Don't watch it. I watched it for you. So there could be a little bit of, I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine going into a fight with a guy that you broke your leg against 10 years ago and not feel a little bit hesitant to engage. But it was 10 years ago. He's fought plenty of times since then. So, like I said, I know PFL, I know Bellator, they haven't had much luck. But I think against somebody like Marcin Prachnio, I feel like he has to be the better striker, have the reach advantage, have the range advantage, or like have the grappling advantage in his fights in order to win. And I just don't think he has. I don't think he has the power to hurt Ante Delia on the feet, and I don't think he has the offensive grappling to get him to the ground. Ante Delia, he's very big, he's very strong, he has a really good ground game, very good wrestling, very good ground and pound. I think he has the heavier hands as well, and I think he's the better striker. He's younger. He's taller. I think he's gonna have a little bit more reach. He's gonna have a 1-inch reach advantage. He's beating guys. He's beating guys outside of the UFC, but he's still beating very highly touted guys, in my opinion. Marcin Prachnio, he's just in the UFC. He's beating guys who can't grapple with his wrestling, and beating the guys who can wrestle with his takedown defense and his striking. You look back through his career, Saint-Denis, couldn't wrestle. He was able to beat him. Tai Tuivasa can't wrestle, was able to beat him with his wrestling and his jiu-jitsu. Alexander Romanov can't strike, but Tybura was able to keep it on the feet with his takedown defense and win that one. So I think Ante Delia is just going to be a little bit too well-rounded for him. We saw Tybura struggle with Mick Parkin on the ground in this last fight, and Mick Parkin's not even really primarily a wrestler. I just think Ante Delia is just too well-rounded, has too good of wrestling, too good of striking, too much power in the hands against Tybura. I think he'll catch Tybura on the feet when he's coming in, defend his takedowns, just be getting the better on the feet. And I trust Delia coming over in this one. Trains with Aspinall now, so training with the best in the world. It's a very close fight in this one, -105 for Tybura. Ante Delia, minus 115. So good test for Delia. Marcin Tybura, you know, he can be a tough night out for anybody at heavyweight, but I'm going to go with Ante Delia to get this one done. Thanks.